I'll drink afternoon tea if you drink it with me. Hi everybody, cheers. It's your old mate, Beatle Dave, calling to you from a wet Derby in the UK. First of all, thank you for joining me on this latest YouTube video. Just a few shout outs to start off with. First is going to be two people, and then I'm going to do a couple of shout outs to channels that have inspired me while I've been doing my YouTube channel. So the first twist and shout out goes to Jack Sims. So, hey, listening, Jack, this one's for you, Jack Sims. So here's your twist, whee, and your shout out to Jack Sims, who is actually one of my youngest, if not the youngest, subscriber. The second Beatle Dave's twist and shout out goes to a chap that I've already mentioned a few times on the twist and shout outs, is Mark Morris. Lives in America, fantastic bloke. Check out his channel. It is a highly entertaining channel. It's not been going very long, so you know, just check his channel out. Leave me a like, and if I'm sure you will like the channel, subscribe. Yeah, he's done me a Beatle Dave's twist and shout out on his video the other day. So here you are, Mark. Here's your twist, whee, and your shout out to Mark Morris. It's fantastic. He does some serious videos, and then sometimes he will do some funny videos. And he did one a couple of days ago now on Holy Grail that he found very, very interesting. Excuse me, that's that afternoon tea. If you drink it with me. That's a Kink song, isn't it? Now, the next few are for channels that have inspired me or helped me or motivated me. The first one is a channel I started to watch before I even did a YouTube channel. And I think it's called Noble Records. I'm sure it's called Noble Records. And the first video I ever saw of his was he was on about he didn't really like his job and he got loads of records, and one day he just thought, sod it, I'm going to have a go opening a record store. So he did. So Noble Records inspired me to do a video, start a video channel. So here's your twist, and your shout out to Noble Records in America. I don't think he's subscribed to me, but I know a lot of you in America will probably know who he is, and if you don't know who he is, check his channel out and leave him a like, and if you like it, subscribe. He's got a fantastic record store now. He employs people to run it with him, and at one point he does tell you why he started his record store and why he called it Noble Records, and if you can find that video, it's actually very, very moving. So that was an inspiration for me to start my YouTube channel. The next special twist and shout out is going to go to Rachel's Ghost. Rachel, I love you, honestly, I do. Is that how you do it? Peace and love. Rachel was one of the first people to ever mention me on her channel, and I did get a few subscribers to it and a few more views and things like that. Yeah, I love Rachel. I wish I could watch your podcasts every day because they are very, very amusing, and you will always come away with a great big smile on your face. Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been on it. I keep saying I will come on it, and one day I will come on it, Rachel. Honestly I will. But you're going to have to tell me how I do it, because me and technology don't go together. I mean, when I first started my YouTube channel, I didn't even really know, apart from switching my phone on and off, how to do anything, which you can tell if you watch some of the early videos. So here's to Rachel, here's your twist, and shout out to Rachel's Ghost. Please, please, please check Rachel out. She is amazing, honestly, she's amazing, and I do actually owe you a lot, Rachel, because like I say, you was one of the first people to ever champion my channel. So thank you very much. You've had a twist and shout out and some thumbs up, Rachel. The next one is Beatle Brad. Again, he's in America. Rachel's Ghost is based in Canada, and Rachel's Ghost do a live podcast every day, which usually starts around 2 o'clock UK time, I think. Because of my shifts, I can't get to watch it as much as I'd like to at the moment, but you never know, things might change in the future. Yeah, the next one is going to be my old mate Beatle Brad. I didn't actually discover Beatle Brad till after I'd actually started my channel, and it was only by a fluke that I came across his channel, and I've been hooked ever since. He is a very, very entertaining and knowledgeable gentleman. I'm going to call you gentleman, mate. I really will call you a gentleman. He always supports my channel. He always leaves me comments. I always leave comments after him. It's like we've known each other for years now, and technically we have known each other for about 2 years, although we've never met in real life, if that makes sense. He is a bit like my Beatle brother, is Beatle Brad. He's been very supportive in certain times since I've been doing a channel, and I love him to bits. So here's your twist and your shout out to Beatle Brad. Peace and love, mate. Peace and love, yeah. And the final one, because otherwise this video is going to go on and on and on and on, is to my old mate Beatle Tones Beatles channel. I will say it properly because sometimes I just say Beatle Tones. So if you've never heard of Beatle Tones Beatles channel, please check him out. Fantastic channel. I think me and Beatle Tones started roughly the same time. And when I started my channel, I think I'd done about 6 or 7 videos, maybe 10. And then I saw one of yours, and I wasn't very confident. So I used to watch yours to see how you sort of like presented, if that's the right word. I didn't copy you or anything like that, but you gave me a lot of inspiration, because as I said before, before I started doing YouTube, I was actually a very, very shy person, and I still am in a lot of ways. So yeah, you know, Beatle Tone, love you, mate. Honestly, I do love you. So here's your twist and your shout out to Beatle Tones Beatles channel. Please check these channels out. They are all worth you watching and leaving thumbs up, and I'm sure if you watch them you will subscribe to them all. I could go on and on and on, but I'm not going to. And the final Beatle Dave's twist and shout out goes to everybody that's subscribed, and that's it. So you're all going to get all your subscribers. That's your twist and your shout out to everybody that's subscribed. I love you all. Just a quick one, and then I will show you something to do with the Beatles. Since I did my video on reaching 10,000 subscribers, which I still can't believe we've got to 10,000 subscribers. We are slightly over now. I think we're on 10,200 as I record this, which is on Wednesday afternoon. Although you probably won't see it till later on in the week, or maybe even the weekend. Somebody's asked me, what is the secret of your success? The answer to that is, I don't know. I was very, very shy when I first started the channel. I think I've said something like this when I think we hit, was it 7,000 subscribers. I didn't even want to be in front of the camera. Now I'm okay. I love it. You know, I started my channel basically because I love the Beatles and I love record collecting, and that is it. I do sometimes watch tutorials on YouTube about how you can improve your channel, whether they work or not, I don't know. One of the things that I did try was thumbnails. Now, until like 18 months ago, I didn't even know what a thumbnail was. I thought these were thumbnails. And apparently that, you know, some of these tutorials say, well, if you've got a good thumbnail, you can improve your channel and your chances of getting more subscribers and more likes and things like that, which to a certain extent I probably do agree with in some ways. But when I do a video, I do my video directly onto my camera, which can probably work out because sometimes they come out better than others, right? And then when it comes to publishing the content, it'll give me 3 stills from the whole of the video to pick for a thumbnail. Sometimes they're alright, sometimes they're crap. I have gone onto a site now where I can actually make thumbnails, but I don't know what I've done wrong, but I can't download any videos, any pictures off my camera onto the one that does the thumbnails. It Cava or something like that, Kavna. So yeah, so I have been trying to do a little bit with the thumbnails, but I don't know if that makes any difference or not. You lot out there tell me. But the most important thing I can actually say to you probably is just be yourself. If you're going to start a YouTube channel, make sure you know what you're going to do it on. Some of these tutorials will tell you, well, you've got to pick a niche. Well, if you've got to pick a niche, surely you should know your niche if you're going to do the channel to start with. That's the way I look at it. I might be wrong, and then they'll like say, well, do this, do this, do this, do this, and then sign up for one of our courses and we can make you a millionaire. You'll never become a millionaire on YouTube. Not if you're doing a record channel or a gaming channel or a Beatles channel or even an Elvis Presley channel, because they are classed as one of the smallest niches to do a YouTube channel on. I do this because I love it. Yeah, simple as that. I do my channel because I love the Beatles. I love my collecting records. I love connecting with you lot out there, and you know, I just love interacting with people. Don't forget, this is what YouTube is about. It is about interacting with people. It's a social platform, isn't it? Some people will start a YouTube channel thinking that they're going to become a millionaire. I don't think there's that many that do that, to be honest. You know, I still do it basically because I love what I do and I love sharing my experience with you. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Just be yourself. Don't pretend to be anything that you're not. That is another thing I will say. Don't be scared to experiment sometimes, like do something slightly different, which I've done in one way. I've done that from the very early beginnings of my channel. Although it's Beatle Dave, I do things on other artists from time to time. I know we've had a bit on the Rolling Stones just lately, but you know, I've done things on David Bowie, Madness, Sex Pistols and things like that. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, to be honest. I mean, I did have a strange comment a few weeks ago, and it says, Beatle Dave, why are you always doing things about the Beatles? Why don't you do something different? And I thought, well, it's because it's Beatle Dave. You know, the name gives it away, surely. But I sort of understand what he was on about. I probably looked at it the wrong way. I don't know. But I was thinking, well, why are you tuning into a channel that's got Beatles in the name if you don't like the Beatles? It doesn't matter to me if you like the Beatles or not. You know, you're all welcome to my channel. So, you know, and if you don't like the Beatles and you come to my channel, you might learn something that actually makes you want to get to like the Beatles, if that makes sense. That does make sense, doesn't it? Yeah, so don't be afraid to try something a little bit different now and again. You'll know if it works or not. Some of my videos, as soon as I publish them, they get a lot of views all of a sudden, like within the first 48 hours, say. Other videos I've done where they've started off really slow, and then all of a sudden, like 2 weeks later, you get a lot of views for them. Then I've done other videos that I've thought would be really popular videos and things like that, and I've got hardly any views, you know, for them. It's, I don't know what to say. Whatever your expectations are of doing a YouTube channel, if you're thinking of it, and by all means, if you are thinking about it, bite the bullet and do it. But keep your expectations down to earth, sort of thing. I mean, I am in the lucky position now where I'm starting to get a bit of recognition, and it's all down to you lot out there, because you've made this channel as big as it is. It's not just me fronting it, it is all you lot as well supporting it. But it hasn't been an overnight success. Some people think it has been. I've been doing this channel for nearly 3 years, and about a year and a half ago I came that close to packing my channel up. I was getting a lot of abuse off what they call a troll, and in all fairness, this is why I've mentioned Rachel's Ghost, Beatle Tones Beatles channel, and Beatle Dave, because they were some of the first people when I was on about this idiot. He started being really nasty. He was calling my kids, my wife, my family, everything else. Bear in mind, he doesn't really know me, does he? If you want to take a pop at me, by all means, take a pop at me, but make sure you get facts right first. He was saying I didn't know anything about record collecting, didn't know anything about the Beatles. I shouldn't have a YouTube channel, this, that, and the other. And then he was slagging off a video I'd made about the Beatles' Yellow Submarine mono LP. And at that time, that video was probably one of my most popular ones ever. It was on about 4,000 subscribers, 4,000 views, sorry. And he was going, well, that's a load of rubbish, you don't know anything, blah 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 blah. If I ever saw you, I would give you peace of my mind, and this, that, and the other. I don't know what I'd done to upset the bloke. I honestly do not know what I'd done to upset this bloke, and I'm saying that in a polite way, calling him a bloke. And I was telling Sue, and she was on about don't give up, you are starting to get a little bit of a following, which I was at the time. It was still, I think I was still under 1,000 subscribers, but my views were starting to go up a bit, and I was getting comments and things like that. So I did make a video about it, and I says, because it does upset you, honestly, it does upset you, and I like said, I think if people are going to be like that, I'm going to not bother doing it anymore. And the amount of people that says, Dave, don't pack in, don't let this idiot, although a lot of them said something a little bit stronger than that, don't let him win. So all I did was block him, and that's it. Never had a problem since then, touch wood, and hopefully never will, touch wood. So it has been a little bit up and down. I've had the support of Susie Sue for a start. I've had the support of some wonderful channels as well, and I've had the support of you lot out there. And it is pretty amazing really when you think about it, where I've come from to where we are now, and long may it continue. So that's that bit out of the way. That's not a rant. I was just trying to answer a question that somebody says, what is the secret of your success? I don't know what the secret of my success is. It hasn't just gone like that. It has in the sort of like past year or so, it has started to go up, but I think that even that is due to people like Rachel's Ghost, and other channels saying, check out Beatle Dave and stuff like that, which is now why I do it. And I will give anybody a shout out, honestly. If you want a Beatle Dave's Tristan shout out, all you've got to do is leave me a comment, and that's it. So now, after all that, I'll have a little bit of tea, cup of tea, because I drink afternoon tea, if you drink it with me. The Kings. Why am I singing that song? Right, so today's feature, although they've been going on for nearly 20 minutes, is this. The Beatles Anthology DVD box set. Now, I'll be honest, how many of you have got this at home? Probably quite a few of you. If you're watching this channel, you've probably got it on DVD, or you've got it on VHS, or you may possibly even have it on a bootleg, that you taped off the TV or something. Now, 1, 2, 3, that's 4 DVDs and a special DVD. Bear in mind, each of these has got 2 DVDs, so you get 2, 4, 6, 8, and I can't remember if there's 2 or 1 on that one. Yeah, so you get 9 DVDs on that. And like I say, come on, let's be honest, folks. When was the last time you actually watched these? I'm as guilty as the rest of you. I watched it when it was on telly, when it came out in 1996, was it? And I did used to have it on VHS video cassette. And then when I got these, I did play them all. Although I have got another version, which when you play it actually comes up with German subtitles on it. So I know that has been taped off a telly because you can't get the subtitles off. So, like I say, be honest, when was the last time you actually watched this? I say I haven't watched it for a while, but to be honest, I've watched clips of it on YouTube. Right? And I was just thinking, could this actually be the next Beatles deluxe box set. You think how much, when you think how much material they found for the Get Back documentary, so that could probably be an extra disc on its own, if not 2 more extra discs. You could remaster all of these DVDs, couldn't you, and clean them up like they did for the Get Back, Peter Jackson Get Back documentary. I mean, when you see, there is some fascinating things on these, isn't there? Don't get me wrong, there's some absolutely fascinating things on there, you know, things that at the time you couldn't get anywhere else, like Three Cool Cats and The Sheik of Arabic, and, you know, demos of songs and things like that. Some of these have now come out as bonus songs and things on some of the Super Deluxe albums. But I'm thinking, like, if Apple wanted to do something to celebrate this, it would. I don't think it'd take that much to do it. Yeah, clean all the visuals up, which they'd probably have to use Peter Jackson's fantastic machine to do. Remaster the CDs, put a little book with it, and you've got an instant collector's item, haven't you? I can remember watching a programme called Central Weekend many years ago, when this first came out, and they had Danny Lane on it, and there was on about this anthology, and he goes, yeah, he says, I think anthology's going to be absolutely amazing, and it will sell by its bucket loads, he says, but within about 2 or 3 months he's going to play it. And to a certain extent he was right, but I think because of the interest in all these box sets that are coming out, and bonus material and things like that, I think they should consider redoing this, because apparently they only used about a quarter of the footage that they ever actually shot for this. I mean, bearing in mind this was on production on and off from the early 1970s, wasn't it, to when it actually came out. There was, you know, it wasn't just all filmed in like the early 90s or the late 80s. It was, some of it was filmed in the 70s, just after the Beatles had split up. So there's that, which I think would make a fantastic box set. Or the DVDs and then the CDs, or you could even make these onto Blu-ray, I suppose. You know, a little book with it, that'd be an instant box set, and I'm sure it would sell by the bucket load. The other one, now this is where it gets a bit hard, because I do know that Apple do own the rights to this, don't they? Because you've still got the big Apple on it on there. The other one that might be worth doing, but whether this will ever see the light of day or not, I don't know, is, I don't know how many of you can remember this, folks, The Complete Beatles. Yeah, it was a video that came out in the early 80s, and it was basically, it showed you the beginnings of the Beatles all the way up to Paul McCartney tour of 1980, whatever it was, right? And it was shown on telly as well. It was shown on telly. Again, I did have it on a VHS video cassette many years ago. But apparently, Paul McCartney owns the rights to that now. Or allegedly, MPL own the rights to it, should I say. Now that is another one. That could be a fascinating thing to do. And maybe even put it in with this. So you could have it as a complete Beatles history then, couldn't you? What do you think? Do you think that's a good idea or not? I don't know. I think it's quite a good idea. Probably will never see the light of day, because obviously me and Beatle Town aren't running Apple. If we was, we'd have all sorts out, wouldn't we, mate? We'd have the Shea Stadium concert out, the original Get Back LP out, I don't know, Beatles cartoons. I mean, you know, in America you got a Beatles cartoon series, didn't you? We never got it in the UK. Well, not officially, we didn't, put it like that. Yeah, so there's that, and then there's the Complete Beatles. What about these new films that we're getting? Beatles films, which is going to be 4 films, isn't it? Each one is going to be the Beatles story told from, like, John Lennon's point of view, Paul McCartney's point of view, George Harrison's point of view, and Mingo's point of view, like their story. But it's going to be actors, isn't it? It's not like footage like this. I mean, this is all footage of the Beatles actually saying what they thought at the time and everything. But that's going to be all actors. Is that going to work or not? I don't know about that one. One of the best Beatles films I've ever seen, and it was from around 1978. 1979. It was roughly around the same time as the Beatles was released, actually, and it was called Birth of the Beatles, and that was an absolutely fantastic film. It went from the early days of the Quarrymen up to just before, or just as they landed in America for the first ever tour, and that apparently was pretty close to how it all originally did happen, because I think Pete Best was some sort of advisor on it as well, you know. So that's going to be it. Would you like to see these re-released, remastered, or whatever? I think there is some sort of market for these, or is they? Because you can stream it all now on your mobile devices, can't you, and things like that. Do we need these new films? Again, I don't know. We probably do. Is anything you would like to see? I think the problem with Shea Stadium is, I think the BBC own the copyright to it, didn't they, or something, because they recorded it. I think I'm right in saying that. Would you like to see a cleaned up copy of John Lennon's live piece in Toronto? Would you like to see a cleaned up copy of Wings Over America? See, that's another one I think which could work. I think they did try and do something with the LPs, didn't they? But I know a lot of the shows were filmed. What about John's 1972 1-to-1 concert, which was released on LP as John Lennon Live in New York City? Now that is one that I think could work as well, especially if you like remastered the material and then put in a DVD or something, because again, that was all filmed. So that's going to get you thinking for the next few days, isn't it, folks? So once again, cheers to everybody. Thank you for putting up with me for all this time. I love you all. Remember, you are the Beatle Dave. Without you, this channel wouldn't exist. And if you've liked the video, please leave me a thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment, please leave a comment. And finally, if you're not subscribed and you're thinking about it, just hit the subscription button. Doesn't cost a penny. And apparently, if you want to buy me a coffee or a cup of tea, you can do. There's a thing called Super Thanks or something. I don't know how it works, but hey ho, you know, like I say, me and technology don't really get on. So until the next time, it's peace, love and happiness to you all. Whatever you're doing, please stay safe. Remember, I love you all. I do. I honestly do. I love you all. And I'll see you again very, very soon. And so until the next time, I'm out of here.